Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to the eastern wing of the Stink Bug Works. There's not a whole lot going on. I spent the past couple of days doing perk tests out on the Indian reservation. Now, when you're on the res, the county, the people that normally control the rules, the county has nothing to say. You can do anything you think is appropriate when you're on the res. Mind you, if you fuck up and the system fails, they will come and scalp you. But other than that, it's all good. I had to get a new refrigerator too. The old one just quit working, and it was like, thank God I'm running low on food and was about to go grocery shopping. Instead, I'll go appliance shopping. So it took a couple days to get a refrigerator here. And so here we are. Cheers. Now, let's talk about this list here. With some times, 116, 125, 130.4, 155, and a stunning 428. Well, those are the only numbers I have. And that's Jim and Jim's son. This is another person, and this is the same person with two different boats and two different courses. But since his time on the short course was longer than his time on the long course, I'll still give him credit. So there he is. So there's the ranking, and it's only 3 people. Boys and girls, you have 2S boats. Just go out and run 10 laps. Remember, they have to be about 100 feet. As close as you can get to 100 feet. Some people can get closer, I don't care. So much for that. Now, arg, this little guy here, arg, is drying. I'm going to set it aside to dry for a good long time. So while I'm waiting for it to dry, I have this 3D printed boat. And as I look at it, there's a couple of things I like, and there's a couple of things I don't like. I don't like the overall design. I don't know how this is going to do. This guy was obviously a computer nerd and not a boat designer, so he just drew it up as best he could. And it's not bad. It'll work. Jim has one of these, and he runs the hell out of it. Although, when giving it more power than it should have, it misbehaves. So this hull cannot handle a lot of power without being unpredictable. Anyway, as I'm putting this together, the basic structure is essentially, if you round off a couple of corners, a tube. And the tube is plenty solid this way. Oops, I knocked you guys out of frame. Anyway, so a tube is essentially solid, but then what you put in the tube isn't necessarily solid. And I've noticed, since I put this rudder on, I've noticed I can flex it quite a bit this way, and I can also flex it a bit that way. So, to that end, as I glued in this servo mount, I glued this little bracket up to the transom, and I'm going to glue this side today, stand this puppy up and do that. And I pretty much have it ready to go. The plan is to use 2,000 milliamps. That's plenty for a little helicopter motor. If I need more, I have plenty of room. But in order to keep it as light as possible, this thing already weighs a ton. This whole nose is solid. If you hit somebody with it, I hope you hit him where he's got a padded bathing suit, you know, a float thing. Oh, I have a cat coming to visit me. There you are. So anyway, I've been working on this off camera. This is just a quick and dirty, what do I have up on the shelf that I can throw in here? I use this huge servo because I had it, you know, and I use this because I had it, and I use this. It's all because I had it. So we'll see how it runs. I'm thinking that may be a little low on power. We'll see. I can always upsize that thing. I can always bolt in one of Steve's motors, one of Steve's little 11 series motors. I have an 1112 that, yeah, it would make this thing go, but it's kind of a waste of a good motor. Well, there you go. I've talked about this. I've talked about this. I've talked about that. That's all I have for you today, boys and girls. Until next time, jet out.